56567 8. What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Realcast. Oh yes.
The
Another day,
Realcast.
another dollar, maybe. Oh no, that's the
Nah,
wrong
it's another.
show.
It's been
Oh,
like
wait.
what?
It's been a fortnight and a half.
Yeah,
It's been 21 days. Yo,
21 days.
that's a fortnight and a half.
Yeah, true. Sorry, man.
Oh,
Take
yeah.
maths in school.
Oh, math light.
Math light.
Oh, yeah. Me too, but I passed it.
I also pass, bro.
Nah, but I coomed it. Oh, yeah, now I'm
Oh, yeah.
gaming the system. Man.
Hey, bro.
Oh, yeah. Who needs maths, man?
Exactly. Who needs
yeah.
maths?
But okay, now on the real though.
Mm.
Do maths, guys. Don't listen to me, man, bro. You're not gonna be as lucky as me, bro. Smash.
Oh, yeah, it's good to be back though, bro. If you'd like to follow the podcast, you can follow us at the Realcast SA on IG, Twitter. You can follow IG and Twitter.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. Grammar's important, no?
It is important.
Oh, yeah,
so
but
you
it's
were
a
trash at
pity-
English also.
Oh, yeah, it's a pity
nah,
there
how
wasn't
did you
English
even,
light, bro.
yo, did you get it? Did you pass with a B? Or the H?
Oh, yeah.
nice. Safe.
Let's try it again. If you'd like to follow the show, you can find us at the Realcast SA on Instagram and Twitter. If you'd like to follow myself, you can find me at I am Basic Carl on Instagram and Twitter. And you?
You can find me on IG at geo_the.
Why are you holding the mic, bruh?
Why not?
Sass, bro.
Yo,
Sass,
this one is stupid, bro.
Stroke it in.
Yo, this one is nah, bruh. And we're not anymore in the holy month.
Bro, it's fine, bruh. That's why now we
Anyway,
like this on the mic,
anyway,
bro.
yo, this man. Oh wait, die nommer is die.
Oh,
You
yeah?
can find me at geo_the_don. That's on IG. If you want to listen to the podcast, you can find us on basically all streaming platforms. So that includes Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Castbox. Where else?
Oh, yeah, that's Google
That's-
Podcast. Did you say Google Podcast?
Yeah, Google Podcasts and everywhere else, where you listen to your podcast.
Oh, yeah?
If that's not your scene, you can find us at our subdomain. That is www.therealcastsa.podbean.com.
That's
And if you want to get in touch with the pod, you can. There's an actively monitored email address. That's therealcast@gmail.com. And we've got some extra content for you, video content. That's on TikTok at the Realcast SA and on
Realcast
YouTube.
TV.
Here we go.
Here we go. No, I'm
On
listening. I'm
TikTok
listening. I'm just
at
here to
the
correct.
the Realcast TV, and by the same name, the Realcast TV on YouTube. Like, share, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you never miss a video.
Yes, and
Now
before
we-
we resume your scheduled programming,
Yeah,
oh, you
regularly
dumb.
scheduled programming.
Okay, before we return to your regularly scheduled program.
Oh, I can't praat.
Here we go. Yeah. If you are a sensitive listener, please kindly and politely remove yourself from wherever you
Oh, yeah.
find yourself listening to or consuming this content. We say it every fortnight. We are the Realcast. We keep it real. We keep it raw.
We
and
are
we
the
keep it
Realcast.
Deep. What?
Deep. Yo.
Now we keep it real, keep it raw, keep it uncensored. So yeah, there's a channel called Ryan's Toys Review that might be something more suited.
More
To your
upper alley,
taste,
man,
maybe.
bro. Or you can go watch Ace Family. Man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Facts,
you
facts.
stupid,
And with
man,
that
bro.
being
we were
said-
robbed, gone wrong.
Yo, you a clown, bruh.
Yo, but
and with With that being said, how are you, man, bro?
Me, nah, I'm alright. I'm doing lekker. I was a bit under the weather
Mm.
about a week and a half ago, I think
Okay.
it was. So yeah, that's part of the reason why
Yeah.
we dropping now only.
Yeah.
But I'm happy to report that I'm fine.
COVID
I'm
free?
still
COVID
here,
free?
levende leven, away COVID free. And I've got no Delta, no Alpha, no Bravo, no Charlie, my bro.
Okay,
Vaccines,
okay,
eh.
okay.
En jou kant.
Nah, man, bro. If I'm honest with you now, I've been very frustrated.
Ooh,
Frustrated, bruh. Frustrated.
away.
Nah, man, you
Nah,
know.
couples go through that. Oh.
Yo. Nah, bruh. It's just like, we back at level 4, bruh.
Oh, yeah.
500 billion rand later, my bro.
Yeah, bro, you said that you had a lot to say
Yo,
on
bruh.
this,
Nah,
bro,
it's just
so.
like, you see, no? I think,
Air your grievances,
Nah,
my bro.
it's not
This is
about-
your this is your platform, my
nah,
bro.
you see, I'm
Kijk,
just
I
gonna
always show them. Show them, say
show
ah,
him,
show
fucking
them.
show.
Nah, but
Nah,
are we on the
nah,
real
man.
though?
Like, it's just, I'm just frustrated, bruh.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
it's been what? It's been a year and a half now, no?
Oh,
When
yeah.
did this happen? 2020.
March.
Yeah, it's been a year
Yeah,
and some.
by
some
us, it's like the first lockdown happened in March
yeah, of 2020, no?
of 2020.
So it's
Yeah,
been a year and
correct.
some change, bruh, and we back at level 4, my bro. Like, first it was 21 days, right?
Oh, yeah.
To
The
curb,
original
to,
one,
to,
yeah.
to flatten the curve.
And to get ready.
Yes.
Yeah, that
So
was
21 days. I had my suspicions, you know, and we'll get to that. But like 21 days to flatten the curve. All right, fine. You know what I mean? Fine.
Alright, fine.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm in a game, wait 10 minutes. So, you know what? I was like, okay, fine.
So Jason Junton, ek is super senior.
So like, we hook al, bro. We hook al.
Yeah, facts.
So, like, I was fine with that. Look, we didn't know much about what was happening. 21 days, fine.
Ja,
Right.
right. To send also dial that.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, you know what? 21 days, we're gonna keep it. We're just gonna do it. Right. Hier te kort daar te lang. The end of 21 days, they're like, nah, you see, it's still not
21 days later.
21 days later, you still find yourself, all right, no, thing is this, hospitals are overwhelmed,
Yeah.
and we're not prepared as we should. Firstly, we've had many discussions regarding this. So if you've been listening to the podcast, you already know the takes that's been said. So I'm not going to go into detail with regards to whatever I'm saying now. You guys can go back on the catalog and go listen there. www.therealcast.podbean.com.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, right, fine. Okay, I think you can still get away with it.
Mm.
You know, extending the lockdown. And then all of a sudden, the lockdown became like mixed. You know, version 4.8.5, lockdown level 3.2, adjusted level 2. You know what I mean? Adjusted level 1.
With new skins.
Yeah, and then it was like, nah, guys, you see, the thing is this. We need to, you know, wait until the vaccine. Right. I was already,
And also,
you know,
minute for dop.
yeah. So we need to, you know, we need to wait for the vaccine. Okay, fine. I already knew it's miss. But like, you know, we still ate that cack up, you know. Like vaccine. When the vaccine comes, guys, we're gonna be easy. Everybody's gonna be fine. Right, the vaccine is here. Level 4, my bro. Level 4. Alright? And I think almost like there's a sort of arrogance, man. When as far as the government is concerned. Do you know what I mean? There's like a sense of arrogance there.
I think just to say something on that, I think when you say that arrogance, the first thing that pops into my mind is the most recent family meeting. Right? I call it that. I hate that term though, because you're not my family. But the most recent meeting where that man was, I greet you in the name of the government. I was like, yo, brah.
Can I just tell you, no? I was on my way home, no? I was on my way home. My bro, and when I tell you I lost my shit when I heard that. I greet you in the name of our government. I'm like, who does this nigga think he is? I greet you in the name of our government.
Yeah, bruh.
Nah, kid. Nah. Like my blood was boiling.
Yeah, this man said we have a group. This man's like, Owens, this man really just say, this man was...
But I was livid.
Like, this man probably had a bas almost.
I'm like, who does this nigga think he is, bruh? In the name of our government.
Nah, that's whack, bruh.
So, and then also not just that, bruh. Like, even before that, like, the government is now changing the definition of words, right? So, and yeah, come for me. Yeah, they were saying like, we can't go back to normal until we've reached herd immunity, right? So for any person, let me just put out a disclaimer. I'm not a scientist or a doctor of any sort.
Far from it.
Here we go. I'm just stating my opinion. This is my platform, and I will do so anyway. Right. The meaning of
I want to hear this.
The meaning of herd immunity, right, is when a, a disease or a sickness has passed through a population to a point whereby a large enough, well, a large number of people have had it, and they've built up an immunity.
Yeah.
They've gotten the antibodies.
Yeah.
Because so many people have already had the disease, it's no longer as big of a threat.
Like the flu.
Yes, for instance.
Oh,
So
yeah.
herd immunity is like we've all, like majority of us have had it, and we've built up an immunity. That's what herd immunity means. Won't this man say, yeah, we need to make sure that at least 60% or something like that of the population is vaccinated so we can reach herd immunity?
Oh, I think I see what you mean.
I'm
there.
like, nah, my bro, did
So-
this man just change the definition?
Nah, I think this is how I'm understanding what he said.
Okay.
Right. So if he's saying that's a certain percentage, right? So okay, we get the point of the herd immunity being when a certain percentage, which is probably a big percentage of the population, has had it and has developed immunity to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that whoever gets it now again, it's not that big of a deal because so much of us had it and we've developed immunity towards it. Now, now, when we talk about that,
Okay.
we're
Okay.
referring to natural immunity,
Yeah.
right, from
That's
your body.
That's by definition.
Right.
That's what herd immunity
So he's
means.
talking about herd immunity, but with manufactured means of making you immune, which is a
Okay.
vaccine.
But then,
Do you know what I
think
mean?
yeah, no, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But for me, it is then just say that you want to have a mass vaccination rollout or program. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, to exacerbate
No,
herd immunity.
I understand.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, I understand what you're saying. But I think the way they play with words, man. Do you understand? What I'm
I
saying?
don't think that's a big
and
play,
also-
though.
no,
I think
but
they might have done worse than that.
Yeah, definitely.
what I mean,
But
like-
I also think that it's because of the vaccine hesitancy. You know, that's a term that's been flying around. Now people aren't, how can I say, people aren't as trusting
Yeah,
of vaccines as they usually would be, because I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I've gotten all my vaccination shots
Yeah.
and whatever. But if you ask me about this, I don't think that I would take it unless probably I'm in a predicament where I am required to or forced to take it. And that's also like
Grand that song.
and that's also another thing that's been
It's a
driving me
communist
crazy,
anthem.
bruh, because
Anyway.
the way these Owens are like going on about it now, like it's like they're trying to scare people, man.
Scaremongering, man.
Fear-mongering,
How
bruh.
you fear-mongering?
Like it's
Very
almost like
stupid,
everywhere you go, it's just COVID, COVID,
On
COVID,
scare
COVID, COVID.
tactics. But I will say on that now, the mensen are super bang, man, bro. Yo,
Mhm.
are you mad? Like, I've encountered a few people, man. Now I understand being responsible for me and not just me, my family as well, that are maybe more, vulnerable to it affecting them majorly.
Yeah.
You know, I understand all that,
Mm.
but then I also understand my kind of right as a person to dollar what I want to dollar.
Yeah,
Right? Which
Yeah.
is overarching.
which is important.
Over all of that. Like,
Yeah,
if
it's
I
important.
dollar that, I get it, and
That's my normal.
and my mates get it, and whatever, that's on me.
Yeah.
You find what
Yeah.
I mean?
And a lot of people will give you shit for sort of holding that opinion, man. And this was like kind of I'm sorry to break your word there,
Yeah.
but this is kind of like the point that I was alluding to, because when you speak to people about this, whether it be colleagues, whether it be friends, or whatever the case, it's almost like they are so like they've been brainwashed, man. You know what I mean? I'm not saying like the media and the people are lying to you or whatever the case may be. That is up to you to decide. No? But like when you speak to people, it's almost like you cannot go against what the government is saying. Like if you say, I had COVID, and it wasn't that bad. I don't know. This is just an example.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that bad. So I don't know why the lockdowns are happening. People will be like, "Are you mad? How can you say that?
Yeah,
People are
yeah,
dying.
yeah,
People
yeah.
are." Then it's almost like they, get the gear, bruh.
Yeah.
I'm
No, I
like,
know what you're
nah,
talking about.
bruh.
So I was gonna allude to that.
Yeah.
Like, I mentioned something, man, about level 4, and then in a what's the name that I was in? What do I call it? In like a meeting I was in, man. Not necessarily work, just a congregation of people that were
Yeah.
talking. And I mentioned something about it, like something like negative about it, because I don't like it. I don't agree with it, right?
You don't agree with what?
With the lockdown level 4
Oh,
for
okay,
what?
cool.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I mean, we know this.
Yeah, I zoned out for a second
Oh,
because I was
yeah.
looking at the computer.
So
screen.
now, and then the response I got, yeah, you must be careful. This thing is real and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, my bro, let me dial what I want to dial,
Exactly.
and that's that, my bro. Don't try and prescribe to me. Not you, not the government. However, I do tell you this all the time, Carl, because Carl hates being prescribed to, especially by the government. Right?
Sure, facts. Man.
Which is, I mean, it should be. Like
Yeah.
me too, I don't agree with it, but I realize the power relations. You know what I mean? So I always tell him, my bro, you're going to make yourself sick going on about stuff you can't control, my bro. Because, yeah, fair enough, you have a platform, you can voice, you disagree with it on your platform. But at the end of the day, my bro, if they trick you fall off the curfew on N1, what you going to do?
There's nothing I can do.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I think
then,
also,
yeah.
I think also there's a, how can I say, there's a misunderstanding, man, between people that are seen as sheep and people that are seen as conspiracy theorists.
Before you get to that,
okay. Yeah.
I will say also the mensen that are like, it's real and what. Nah. I think they also, and this is it's tough to phrase this in a way where people can actually understand, right? But I'm gonna try my best.
Okay.
They also their view is tainted by their personal experience of it. Because normally it comes from the emotional side of, Kiki, I had a loved one who went through it and maybe they're not with me anymore.
True,
and now because of that, universally, they have a certain thing. And
that is true.
And I will admit, I also haven't had a family member or whoever. Well, they have had it, but they haven't been as affected by it. You know what I mean? As some others in the country. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'll put up my hands and say that. So just to cut them maybe a bit of slack in terms of why they are so kind of, I guess passionate is the word you would say.
Fearful.
Going ahead and fearful.
Unreasonable.
Fearful as well, yeah, for sure.
And unreasonable and
okay, go on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a joke. Man.
Like I was with you on fearful, and then I was like, okay, spit your game. Man.
Nah, man. Like on a serious note, like I think there's a bit of a sort of a, how can I say, like a misunderstanding, man. Like people are talking past each other. It's almost like if you don't agree with what the government's saying, then you are a conspiracy theorist. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
And if you agree with what the government is saying, because of your experience, then you are a sheep.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? But the two aren't like mutually exclusive. Do
Do
you know what I mean? You can
Resident Weza.
like you can obviously believe in this. He's like people immediately say assume when I say like I don't think COVID is as dangerous as the government is putting it out to be. Most research show it has a recovery rate of between 90 and 98%. Some people saying 19, some papers saying 99%. Right? And then people will start tell me, yeah, but my auntie died from this, or my cousin's in hospital. Don't you understand? This thing is real.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not real. I'm just saying it's not, how can I say, it's not bad enough. Like
it's almost like someone's auntie could have died of bronchitis as well, but we don't wear masks.
And also people forget, like, we are in flu season. Just because you're coughing doesn't mean you have the Delta variant or the Alpha variant or the Indian variant or the South African variant.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I thought that, I actually fell into that trap. Remember I said I was very ill.
Yeah.
But like I was like on Noirach ill, man. I'm like, yo, are you mad? But then I realized now it's actually a placebo effect, man, bro. Really.
Because now you go
because all of this is now in the air that this Delta variant and this and that is here in our country somewhere. So now the first cough you have and the first headache you have, you're like,
Delta variant.
Kantie, in 2018, my bro, it's a flu. Oh, okay.
Exactly.
But
also, and also now.
Not saying you should be ignorant to the fact. Of course,
nobody's saying that.
Listen to your symptoms and do what you need to. I went to the doc. The doc basis they look so away.
So and also like it's almost like nothing else exists now. It's just COVID. When you put on the TV, COVID. On the radio, wear your mask. Be a hero.
I still think China are the dons, bruh.
Wear your mask.
You know that, bruh. I still think that they are amazing, my bro. I think bio warfare, Yo, bruh, it's smart.
I don't know,
man,
bruh. All I
now
can
that's in the conspiracy
theory realm.
theory realm.
But
you're
now that
falling over, bruh.
wait. Now that you're saying
Why would I
conspiracy,
launch a nuke if I could just release a virus, brother? Yes,
now that you're talking about conspiracy, right? Another reason why I'm so frustrated, no, is because at the beginning of all of this, I said, it's not 21 days, Owens. Don't believe this cuck. No, my bro, you mad? This is you a conspiracy theorist, man. Don't know.
I was
Trust
one of
in the
them
government,
that-
man. Trust in the government. And I'm like, okay, fine. When they start closing schools and telling you when your children can go to school and when they can't go to school, then we talk about it. And everything.
But now they don't want their children to, and we had that conversation. I'm not a topie. I'm not gonna.
And
speak on it.
everything that I said would happen is happening. Up until mandatory vaccinations also. I was watching the news.
Who needs to be mandatory?
I'm going to tell you now. I was watching, I don't know if you know Morning Shot, but this is like an independent news outlet guy, yeah. It's quite interesting. It's like a 10-minute video he releases every morning covering like recent events. So it's not only about COVID, not only about politics. He covers like an array of topics. And he was talking about this law, man, regarding like mandatory vaccinations. And the gist of it is there is a possibility that you can be fired if you don't take the vaccine, if your job requires you to take one, because let's say you interact with the public or whatever. It's very complex. I would encourage everybody to go and read about it. But let's say your job says, look here, because of your type of work and the environment that you work in, we require you to take a vaccine.
Yeah.
And you do not take it, there is a possibility that you could lose your job if they cannot accommodate you in any other area of the business.
They'll just employ someone who wants.
There we go. And possibly, I think, since everything that I've predicted so far has come to fruition. There we go. I think that eventually the unvaccinated part of the population, and this is going to be on a global scale, will eventually will be shunned from society. I think so. Whether or not I will will be willing to take the vaccine, that remains to be seen. Because I also have my own shit that I need to take care of.
Nah, bro. If I'm forced to dial for my job, then I'll dial. I know that.
No, that's true. I mean, it is, again,
I wouldn't like it, but like I told you, you can begrudgingly do stuff. You know what I mean?
You can accept things begrudgingly. But it's coming soon. But I think also I can hear people saying like, yeah, but you eat Fruity Loops and you drink cool drink and you don't know what is in there, what is in the stuff that you eat, that you buy.
What are you talking about,
bro? People make these arguments, bro. They like say, you eat Cocoa Pops every day, but you don't know what is in Cocoa Pops. Do you make the Cocoa Pops? Do you know what's in Cocoa Pops? Do you know what's in the meat that you buy
what
from the
the
store?
hell does that have to do with the price from eggs?
Exactly. No, and just to counter that point, just for the sake of it, nobody is forcing us to eat Cocoa Pops. It's not mandatory for us to eat Cocoa Pops. We eat Cocoa Pops and buy Cocoa Pops out of our own free will.
Yeah.
So if there's a vaccine and we can take it whether we want to or not, based on risk assessment. If we've been to the doctor and the doctor says, look, this and that and that and that, then fine. But once you force someone, it's like that example we made back when this podcast first started. If I'm walking down the street and I'm eating a burger and I see a begie on the road that's hungry and I give him a burger, my burger, that's called doing something charitable.
Okay.
But if I'm walking down the street eating my McDonald's burger and I walk past the begie, but then Jovan puts a gun to my head and says, give the begie your burger. What do we call that?
Under duress.
There we go. So it changes the entire
it's not
scenario.
A charitable act there.
Yeah, and also if I
it's
can
a
just
mandatory act.
There we go. So, and if I can just bring up one more point.
I don't know why I must be the brow of the gun.
If I can just bring up one more point before we move on to the rest of the topics for the week, right? These doctors and people on the TV that are saying, the new variant. And I've seen this on TikTok, bruh.
Very reliable.
No, it's actual like doctors, like they have their own TikTok pages and they speak about like different types of health scenarios, man.
Okay.
So these are like verified accounts that they. I'm not saying that's any credible thing. I'm not
Yeah,
saying.
no, I get
yeah,
it. I
that's
watched
not what
Dr. Mike on YouTube as
Yeah,
well.
so
Like, you guys
I saw
should
this
know
one.
about
I think
that.
she's South African. I'm not sure, and she was like talking about, the new COVID variant is it's much more transmissible. Or it's much more infectious, and
Why must you put on a voice? Man?
the symptoms of this is more like a cold. And
you
she's basically just saying that the symptoms are more cold-like, whereas the original version
It's more flu-like.
was more flu-like.
Okay.
So why can't it just be a cold or a flu? Why does it automatically have to be COVID?
I don't know.
Because we are in flu season.
You'll have to the doctors would have to distinguish
and what
between
makes it
that
even worse, right, is that when someone questions these doctors, right, I read through the comments, because she was like, it's more like a cold, and then someone commented, it could just be a regular cold.
Yeah.
And then she's like, I'm so sick of this, for check. I'm like,
No, but that's not.
guys, can we no longer ask questions? Can we no longer?
If I was a doctor, I would see that as an opportunity to educate
Exactly.
that person.
I think the comment said something like, I wish I screenshotted it. I'm so sick of this type of rhetoric or something like that.
It's
This
not
is so-
rhetoric. I want to know. How do you
This
know
is
it's
so
not a normal cold?
irresponsible, just for check. I'm paraphrasing,
So
obviously,
she-
but I
did
can
she
say,
for check?
yeah, I can say 100% for check, and she spelled it
OETJ.
T-S-E-K, for check, like that.
Oh, yeah. No, that's a proper one.
So ask yourself this question, no? If the government, no, was so concerned about our lives, no, why is there so much corruption with the COVID relief funds? Why is there so much corruption? No, if the government was really concerned about our health and they're doing this for our safety and for our own good and well-being, why didn't they prepare the hospitals for the so-called overflow? I say so-called. Yeah, I say so-called because I haven't been to hospitals. I haven't seen it. So there's no way I can confirm or deny. Okay. If it's such a a detriment to our health and well-being, why are they allowing things like taxis to operate where there's no opportunity for social distancing? They even released that new ventilator thing that they put on your window. It's stupid, bruh. It's so stupid. You can just open the fire window.
Oh.
You know what I mean? If it's so, why are those things still allowed to operate? Why can you take off your mask when you eat in a restaurant, but you can't take it off when you walk in the shop?
That's must now.
Yeah, no, I understand. So you must not eat with your mask on.
No, you can't go eat.
No,
You
I
must take
understand.
away.
No, I understand that. I'm just talking about the general rules that have been applied. And it's just weird that some of the, like for instance, like, why can we go get McDonald's? No, which is one of the most unhealthy things you can do. And it's obviously, well, if I speak from my own perspective, it's been an increase. Like, I'm more likely to order because I'm bored at home. And
That's
why?
a fact. I think a lot of us can relate to
Yeah,
that.
and also, like, why would they close gyms, which has been proven to help people cope mentally, let you release stress? Obviously, with all the safety precautions, of course, and obviously your own individual responsibility, right? And then one last question. No, I don't know. I'm speaking for myself here. No, never in my life, no, on this my 25 years on this earth, have I seen such a campaign for a disease in my life. I had swine flu, bruh, and I thought I was gonna die, kid.
Yeah.
But when I switched on my radio, I didn't hear anything about wear a mask, be a hero, take the vaccine.
Oh,
Do you know what I mean? And that was a hectic thing. I've never seen such a push for something that I can only deem as experimental. Don't worry, you can't hear it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that dog's moving the bowl.
Oh,
So, like, I've never seen such a big push by celebrities, by politicians, by public figures to take the vaccine. Almost like we are so fucking stupid that we can't think for ourselves. If I don't want to take the vaccine, I'm not a bad person. God gave me a brain to do my risk assessment.
And God gave you free will.
Exactly. So just ask yourself that question, and with that, rant over, maybe.
Nou,
The Realcast. The Realcast.